Hi, Flint Bookmite here, Donna Pasquariello in real life, and I'm going to be talking about my creation of a creature in the game of Spore. The question they pose is, how will you create the universe? And I found it extremely interesting, all the varieties of creatures that you're able to impact as you create your own. They gave you options from every angle that you possibly could think of, from the type of mouth to the type of tail. One thing I like about that, and that I really think students will have to put some thought into, is what will those changes impact as far as the abilities of the creature. The actual evolution process that the creatures go through as you move through the stages of the game really makes it important that you think about how you create your creature. And I think that is one of the challenging aspects of that particular game. Plus it's fun, and it's colorful, and it's serious to the point of competition, but not serious to the point where the danger is there. So here's a little view of my creature, and I've actually hatched the 3 little eggs that they give you the possibility of hatching. I like that they're kind of little clones of each other. I selected the horns and the webbed feet because I thought that would be kind of good for protection and movement. I also stressed my muscles there a little bit. I liked the color because I thought it was a little bit less imposing, a little bright and a little happy looking, depending on what adventures I get myself involved in. The dancing aspect of it I take no credit for. It's a good thing that the game comes with that pre-programmed in there, because I'm not very creative when it comes to the dancing aspect of things. I did try to have a little bit of ominous look to me with the mace tail there, and a little bit of escape ability with the wings on my back. The roar that I have, I don't know if that will really scare anybody away, but I really do think that in using this with students, I would require some verbal explanation somehow from the students in the decision-making process as to why they picked what they picked. And I like that aspect because students don't have enough justification experience in their writing. They are very quick to be creative, and they're very quick to answer questions. But when they have to make decisions and explain why they made those decisions, I think that's where the real benefit comes from. And then, of course, to analyze how those decisions ultimately played out as they go through the different quests would also be beneficial. I also wanted to take advantage of designing a quest for Quest Atlantis. I enjoyed the prospects of Quest Atlantis a lot for the educational setting. I really like the idea of students having one major goal, but little ones along the way, and I think the quests offer that. The social aspects and the cultural aspects of it really opened up a lot of instruction opportunities to a lot of different curricular areas. Quest Atlantis really requires students to look at the socially acceptable ways of behavior, the whole idea of cultural backgrounds and etiquette and manners and all of those types of behavioral issues that we don't normally get to bring up. I thought this did a real good job of incorporating those with a lot of fun for the students. So when I looked at what type of quest I wanted to design, I tried to keep those ideas in mind. Being a language arts teacher, when looking for what I wanted to do my quest on, I wanted to, of course, have some aspect of writing in there. And so I looked at some of the quests that were already printed up in the Quest Atlantis, and I really liked some of the ones that were in the word area. The research that they had the kids doing for cultural aspects, I liked that aspect of it. As you look at the map, I actually was down into the word meaning area. This is one of the quests that I liked, which was actually about news media, since I teach journalism. That caught my attention. My quest actually, though, came about in the area of journaling, and I wanted the students to actually research the journaling that is done through history. The quote that I included in my little directions talks about how journaling is actually a connection between the soul of the writer from American literature and into history. I liked that idea. I liked the idea of students working together in researching journaling, and how journaling can not only reveal to us what the author was thinking at that minute, but what was going on in history during that time frame. So the directions for the students were to research what is journaling, how was it used through history, and to find 2 examples of journaling, one from pre-1900 and one from 1900 to 2000, and then answer a series of questions. They'd be working with a partner, and they would actually answer those questions together, but then they would each have to write their own journal. And that shows up in the list of questions that I have, and then they would of course submit their answers to the council, explaining how journaling is in their world. The actual writing that they would need to do is here on the questions and activities. Certain questions about what the journal reveals, about the author and about history, what they would like to ask the author, and then they would each write their own journal entry about a recent day, and I gave them some different websites that they could actually look at that had some examples of journals and some topics that they could write on. It would, for me, be an excellent way to show teamwork, an excellent way to reveal some of the uses of journaling, an excellent way for them to talk about descriptions of their own feelings and how history will be revealed through their journals. I thought it'd be a good way for them to gain an insight to whatever historical period they actually researched, and then to submit those to the council to be evaluated, and then they could earn their points that way. It, to me, had a good combination of research, of teamwork between the partners, but then of some individual reflection where they'd actually have to create their own journals. So to me it would have value in all of those different areas, plus it allowed for a little bit of personal decision for them, because they could decide what period of history they wanted to go through. If they wanted to look at journals from Anne Frank, then they could look at that period. If they liked something older, that was fine, and then I encouraged them to look at something even more recent if they could.